Without further ado, I'd like to invite our first team, Thorium Organic Foods, to present. Teams, I'd like to remind you that you have 10 minutes each, 5 minutes for a pitch, 5 minutes for questions, and you will be responsible for sharing your screens for your presentation. Thorium Organic Foods, please go ahead.
এই বিস্কিটটার নাম কি? মানে বিস্কিট বা টোস্টার নাম কি? গোলগোলি টোস্ট।
Rafi, Teddy, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm sharing my.
Can you let us know when you start the timer?
Okay, whenever you are ready. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, you can start in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Hello everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to Thorium Organic Foods. I am Mahmuda from Bangladesh. And about organic foods emit 80% less global warming potential than other farming systems. And our motto is leveraging technology to control, combat climate change, and promote sustainable agriculture through organic farming for a healthier and wealthier society. About Thorium, the founder and CEO is Kennedy Karuki, and Thorium founded in 2015 as a leading global advocate for sustainable organic farming. It works with farmers for helping and training their certification for organic farmers. And our project is how we can convince the farmers for transition to organic farming. As proper knowledge of organic farming, poor internet connection, market difficulty, and a lot of fact, farmers are uninterested for going through in organic farming. So we are working on this process, and again, water insufficiency, cost of fuel affects a lot in Kenya. So we are working to reduce the risks of organic farming, minimize water uses, and increase affordability and communication system. Current organic farming methods, we are working on crop diversity, soil amendment, and weed management system. For soil amendment, we divide it into 4 categories: mulch, compost, organic fertilizer, and soil testing. Those improve the soil nutrients, for soil fertility, avoid soil degradation, and minimize fertilizer expenditures. As for weed management, it is effective, prevents weed seed production, cheap, and labor-saving, ecologically balanced. Some effective ways are mulch, chop, dig, and drip irrigation. And benefits of vermicomposting is it is also improves the soil biodiversity and moisture is texture. So the challenges is how can we reduce the risks of organic farming, and now handling it to Rafi.
Thank you. So one of the key problems Thorium Organic is facing is establishing a low-cost, consistent line of communication between the farmers and the NGOs that are going to be providing oversight and assistance. This is also a factor that plays an incredibly huge role in reducing the risk, because the farmers will get to have access to reliable information, and what television white spaces are just radio waves in the low band frequency that are used to protect existing channels from interference. And using TVWS communication is especially relevant for Kenya because in 2021 the Kenyan government authorized an agreement that basically approved the TV white spaces communication network, and applying this technology can provide a consistent broadband connection of up to 1 megabit per second. And it's better efficient in rural areas because of less interference, and it doesn't require grid power because they can be powered by solar panels, so it's sustainable in that regard too. And it's a one-time investment, unlike Wi-Fi, and it's simple to deploy, has more range than Wi-Fi too. And this is just a comparison between the reach between Wi-Fi and TV white space, and then I'll pass it over to my teammate Katie.
Thank you. So now I will talk about the drip irrigation system cost effective. So drip irrigation system use line with emission points to the water crop, and each emitter orifice evenly distribute water, nutrient, and other growth chemical into the plant's root zone. And because of this, the plant moisturizer and nutrient withdrawal as applied most instantly, preventing water stress and boosting quality growth and production. Here are the strip system layout, and there are some highlight component of this system. First, we want to talk about the pump station, where it takes water from the source and provide the right pressure for delivery into the pipe system. And and it also have a fertilizer tank which slowly added a measured dose of fertilizer into the water into during the irrigation. And this is one of the major advantage of drip irrigation over the method because they control the fertilizer that has been added into the soil, and we would recommend using organic fertilizer. And the effect of drip irrigation, there are some big impact that drip irrigation can make, like increase yield up to 230%, save water up to 70%, or fertilizer use efficiency increased by 30%, and many others effective. And we think what the reason why Kenya should use drip irrigation is because drip irrigation is the best suit to region with marginal water quality and where labor is costly. So, and it also can see that farmer can have the early maturity result in a higher and faster return on their investment. And they can also cut all the cost of fertilizer in the cutting, and labor get reduced while transforming to drip irrigation. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our team. Now we have the remaining time of the 10 minutes for the judges to ask their questions. Judges, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask the team.
Thanks, Sarah. Perhaps I'll go first. So thanks for the presentation, Team Organic. One of the questions that I have is I'd be curious to know what informed the location of your implementation of the project, that is Kenya. Why Kenya? Over to you.
So mainly since our NGO works in the capital, so in and around the capital, there are certain places and farmers can be helped with this technology like drip irrigation. And since they're also trying to get an outreach to rural farmers, they're having trouble with communication too. And that's why that's where the TVWS comes in. And another fact about this is a company called Adaptrum is already implementing this in Kenya in a location called Nanyuki, along with Microsoft. And they're basically, till now, they've connected 8 customer locations, 5 schools, and local administrative offices. And they've seen significant results in the educational sector too.
And that was going to be one of my questions. How did you research this project? It seems like there actually is a group that's already piloting this project. So you looked at what they were doing, but what types of research did you use?
So basically what they were doing was limited because of the fact that Kenya didn't yet authorize that TVWS communication framework because they started out in 2015 and the policy got authorized in 2021. So we're basically focusing more on that and also introducing a different company called Carlson Wireless Technologies, which already exists, and to introduce an element of competition between the two companies, so they'll have the farmers and the ones that are going to be using technology can have more room for accessibility. And it might be a little costly, ranging from $300 to $350, but this technology can accommodate hundreds of users at a time. so that cost can be also divided up, and so not putting too much strain on the farmers.
And is it at a price point that farmers can afford, or how are people affording this?
Yeah, it is at a price point that farmers can afford.
Okay, great. I don't know, are we supposed to just comment at a high level now too as well, or just ask questions?
Either it's fine. You can feel free to provide comments too. And if there are further questions from other judges, feel free to also use this space to ask questions.
Okay, great. I thought the presentation was lovely. I love the design of the presentation. Overall, I thought I was going to say, oh, please slow down because there's so much information, but I realized that 5 minutes is no time whatsoever. So I totally understand why you went quickly. The one question I do have is that there was so much information in a small amount of time that it's a little bit hard to grasp all of it. So you're talking about both a communication system to help the farmers communicate with the NGOs and get information, and an irrigation system as well that's a drip irrigation. So are you recommending two?
Yes, we are. We're recommending to.
Okay, great.
Great. I have a quick question. So, what were some of the challenges that you faced as a team, and how did you overcome those as you were trying to find out some of the problems and the solutions?
So I think as a team, we faced a problem mostly because of our time zone differences. So we have to arrange like the meeting that everybody could join. And also like we're not actually in Kenya. We have to like discuss with Kennedy, our like mentor, and the Thorium organic food people that will help us to understand what is the farming actually going through and actually have a solution of that.